Yoga. I'm Hannah, and I'll be your guide through this practice today. Today we'll focus mostly on mobility and just getting our bodies nice and comfortable and relaxed, releasing some tension and stress from the shoulders, the neck, the spine, lengthening out and just opening up, just getting that nice release here. So we're going to start out today in a comfortable seated position. And if you're not comfortable in your seated position, just setting up on top of a pillow or a rolled up towel or blanket would help, just to lift the hips and relax the knees down toward the earth. Either way, we're focusing on lengthening out our spine. So you can root down into the earth through the hips, through the sits bones, lengthening up through the spine and through the crown of our head. So there should be a nice space on both sides of the neck here as we close the eyes softly and take our hands over the tops of the knees or wherever they feel most organic or natural for you. Feel softness in the face, in the jaws and in the shoulders. And we'll begin to focus on our breath. Taking nice long inhales through the nose. Exhales from the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling from the mouth. Continuing on with this nice, sweet, rhythmic breath. Feeling a release as we exhale. And a lengthening as we inhale, finding that open space. Enjoying the rhythm of your breath. That free flow of energy that moves in and out from the body. Next inhale, let's bring a smile onto the face as we blink the eyes open and reach the fingertips up toward the sky. As we bring the gaze up toward the thumbs, let's bring the palms to touch and lengthen the fingertips up toward the sky, all the while rooting the hips down into the earth. Inhale once more as you lengthen out long. And as you exhale, we'll roll and lengthen out through the spine. So we're rolling forward, taking the palms onto the knees. Pull the belly back and allow the shoulders to roll forward as you tuck the chin toward the chest. As you inhale, let's open the heart space, pulling the shoulders back and the heart forward as the gaze comes high and the head drops back. Let's do this one more time. Exhale and round out through the spine as you tuck the chin toward the chest. Inhale and open the heart, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the heart up toward the ceiling and allowing the head to drop back. As you inhale, we'll make our way back into a neutral spine. Inhale the fingertips up toward the sky, bringing the gaze up to the thumbs. And as you exhale, we'll bring our hands down onto our mat, rocking up onto hands and knees and into your tabletop position. So we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide here in our tabletop position, relaxing gently through the thumbs and keeping the rest of the fingers open wide. The hands should be directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Beautiful. From here, we'll find a few flows from cat-cow breath. Inhaling as you slowly lower the belly, open in the ribs and through the heart space as you gaze toward the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you. Deep inhale and exhale, fully exhale as you round out through the spine. So that's similar motion to what we were just doing, tucking the chin toward the chest. Inhale, open that heart space, gaze up high. Exhale and round out through the spine. One more big breath here, just bringing that sweet release into the spine, gaze high.
Exhale and round out through the spine. Beautiful. Let's untuck the toes. If the toes are tucked, allowing the big toes to touch behind you. Slide the knees out a little bit further than hip width distance, and then allow the hips to slide back over the tops of your heels as the fingertips slide forward, coming into our child's pose. Allowing the forehead to drop down toward the earth and the hips to release down toward the heels. Here, feeling that nice release in the hips, down the lengths of the side bodies, reaching the fingertips actively forward. The connection of the forehead, the third eye, down into the earth. That nice energetic exchange. 2 more breaths. As you inhale, we'll slowly slide the hands back and underneath the shoulders and the knees back underneath the hips. Coming back into that tabletop position. Again, checking the fingers. Spread those fingers wide and the middle fingers pointing directly forward. We press into the palms, lengthening out into the body. Find a nice, strong abdominal core here. As you press into those palms, tuck the toes under here. From here, we'll press into the palms a little bit stronger as we lift the knees about 2 inches from the earth. You can bring your gaze straight down. There is a length from the tailbone all the way through the crown. As you start to feel some warmth building in the abdominals and through the thighs, take 2 more big breaths. Last one. And as you exhale, go ahead and send the hips up high, making your way into the first down dog of your practice. So in your first down dog here, we'll check again that those fingers are spread wide and the middle fingers are pointing directly forward. So you can gaze up to your fingers for just a second and make sure that those hands are placed about fist or shoulder width distance apart. Press deeply into the palms, especially into the L shape of your hands, so the pointer finger and the thumb. And then from here, gaze up towards your belly button. From here, if you'd like, you could pedal your heels, shaking the head yes and no. Just bringing some movement into the neck. 1 more breath here. As you inhale, let's lift up to the very tips of the toes. As again, we press a little bit stronger into the L shape of our hands, that pointer finger and thumb. Gazing to the belly, and as you exhale, melt the heels toward the earth, and take 2 more breaths in your down dog. Last breath. Coming on to the tips of the toes, we'll slowly lower all the way back down and onto our hands and knees and into our tabletop position. In our tabletop position this time, we'll go ahead and sweep the left arm up high. So we'll press into the right palm, lengthening out and fully feeling that belly pull. Inhale, reach your left arm up toward the sky, gazing up toward your left fingertips. And as you exhale, sweep that left hand under the right side of the body as we come down and onto the left shoulder. Two more breaths. As you inhale, we'll go ahead and sweep that left arm back up toward the sky, gazing up toward your left fingertips once more. Feel that nice counter twist here. And as you exhale, slowly release your left palm back down to the earth. we'll go ahead and switch sides. So this time pressing into the left palm. Again, lengthen out through the spine, feel that pull in the belly, and reach your right arm up toward the sky. Press into the palm and reach up through the right fingertips. As you exhale, sweep the right hand under and through the left side of the body as we come down to the right shoulder this time. Feeling that nice release and big stretch in the right shoulder. Opening up between the shoulder blades, gazing up toward the ceiling as we twist a little deeper. Nice long flowing breaths. Last one here. As you inhale, again, we'll sweep that right arm back up toward the sky, bringing the gaze up toward your right fingertips. As you exhale, release the right palm back down to the earth and come back into your tabletop position. From your tabletop here, we'll come into a nice lengthened out spine. So we're going to keep the hips directly above the knees. The knees about hip width distance apart, so right underneath the sockets of the legs. And then simply walk those hands forward for Anahatasana or extended puppy dog. So we walk the hands forward until we cannot walk the hands forward anymore. The heart works its way down toward the earth. So if you feel that the heart can melt all the way down, allow it to come all the way down to the floor. You could bring the forehead down to the earth. Or if you feel more spacious, bringing the gaze forward toward the hands and dropping the chin to the floor. Feeling that length all through the body here, from the fingertips down through the side bodies into your lats, your chest, your belly, length through the spine, release in the heart. One more breath here. As you inhale, we'll slowly slide those hands back into our tabletop position once more. Tuck the toes under from here and send the hips up high, making your way into your down dog once more. So again, settling those heels toward the earth. Check the hands. Fingers spread wide, middle fingers forward. Press into the L shape of your hands as you gaze to the belly. Open heart toward the thighs. Length all along the back side of the body. Sweet connection to earth through those feet and palms. One more breath. From here, I'd like you to slowly walk your hands all the way to the back of your mat. Coming into a nice deep forward fold. From here, we will grab to the elbows and allow the body to hang heavy. Ragdoll. In your ragdoll, you can choose to stay hanging heavy and dangling, or rock your body gently from side to side, feeling that massage through the backs of the legs and the hamstrings, the glutes. Nice decompression in the spine. 2 more breaths. And bringing it back to center. Release the palms down to the earth. Inhale into a half lift, flat back as you lengthen out through your spine. Exhale, release the palms to the floor and slowly walk your hands back out. Coming from down dog into your tabletop. So lift to the toes, lower the toes down to the earth. We'll tuck the toes under and bring those knees a little bit closer together. So feel the toes pull as close in toward the shins as possible here. And then slowly we begin to walk those hands back. If you get to a place that feels incredibly uncomfortable for you, but you can hang there, just try and stop there and just feel that nice deep stretch through the bottoms of your feet. If you're okay with it, we'll continue to walk the hands up the thighs until we bring the weight over the tops of the heels and feet. Feeling that deep stretch through the fascia and the bottom of your feet. So releasing some tension from those muscles and that network of fascia that lies underneath the feet, from the toes all the way up through the heel. If you would like to bring a little bit more weight in, you can allow yourself to kind of slouch over and hang heavy. There's quite a difference from releasing down with the weight and strengthening and lengthening up toward the sky. It takes a little bit of that weight out of the feet. So it just depends on where you are today. We want to find as deep of a stretch here as we're okay with. Giving back a little bit of love to those feet. They're at the bottoms of our body, always carrying us through everything that we do. So we want to give some attention to that hard work. Take one more big breath here. Inhale, we'll rise back up off of those heels and back into our tabletop position. From your tabletop, let's roll the ankles out. Release some tension from the feet. You can shake the feet if that feels good. That can be pretty intense for a lot of people. A lot of people hold a lot of tension in their feet. So if that's how you're feeling, take as much time as you need to let go of some of that tension. And then we'll take a little counter stretch here. So pointing the toes, take the feet back down to the floor. And again, we slowly walk those hands back until we feel that point of tension, that stretch. So for some, you might stop right here. If this is incredibly uncomfortable for the knees, you could take a blanket or a towel between the thighs and the calves. Or if you're okay with it, continue to walk the hands back as the knees begin to lift up off of the earth, feeling a stretch through the front side of your ankles. Still okay, you could grab to the knees and allow the body to just way back. One last breath. As you exhale, release the knees back down to the earth. From here, we'll sweep those legs out and in front of us, coming into a comfortable seated position. Legs forward. Hashimotonasana, seated forward fold. So finding length through the back of our legs, opening up through the heart space. So for our seated forward fold, let's lengthen out through the legs as much as we can. So think about rooting yourself down into the earth. If you need to, you could pull the fleshy tissue away from the bottom here and just get yourself nice and grounded. And then flex the feet. Feel the heels pulling forward. And then lengthen out through the spine. So you should have a nice open heart here. You can imagine here that you have a flashlight in the center of your heart. And where we want that flashlight to point is directly at our toes. So we're going to reach forward here. And if the only way to get those toes is to round out, then just stay up. You don't have to grab the toes. If you would like to, you could grab a towel and wrap it around those feet and hold onto the towel here. But if you don't need to, then you could grab to the toes, keep that heart space open and lifted. And with each breath, we find a little bit more space. So we take a deep inhale and imagine and envision the body lengthening out. And exhaling, we find that space to move deeper. Inhale, the body reaches longer. And exhaling, we deepen in our fold. One last breath. Inhale. And exhale, lengthening forward. Inhale, slowly rise up and into your seated position. We'll cross the legs comfortably. Inhale, reach the fingertips up toward the sky once more. Gaze up toward your fingers as you reach and lengthen. And as you exhale, sweep your hands down and beside you. We'll take the knees out in front of you and slide the hips forward, coming all the way down and onto the back. Inhale, pull the right knee in toward the chest and lengthen the left leg. So feel that left heel pull toward the opposite wall, and the right knee can pull up toward the right shoulder. So this nice guiding of opposing energy and length. Feel yourself rooting down into the earth as you take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let's cross the right leg over to the left side of the body. Reach your right hand out to a T as you gaze over toward your right fingertips. This is just going to give us that extra twist up into the cervical part of our spine. I want you to think about that right shoulder staying firmly planted to the floor and then allowing gravity and breath to bring that right knee a little bit closer toward the earth. If you'd like, you could take your left hand down and not pressing, but allowing that weight to naturally happen here to guide us further in our twist. All the while keeping that right arm, right shoulder down on the floor. Taking one more big breath. And as you inhale, come back to center. We'll switch sides out, releasing the right leg all the way back down to the earth and pulling the left knee in toward the chest this time. Extend through the right leg, guide that left knee up toward the left shoulder, feeling that nice opposing energy and length into the hips. Deep inhale. And this time as you exhale, we'll take the right or the left knee, cross it over toward the right side, lengthen the left arm out to a T and gaze over toward your left fingertips. So again, that left shoulder stays firm to the floor. Lengthening out as we gaze over to those fingertips gives us that extra twist all the way up the spine. And you can use the weight of your right hand to deepen in your twist. Move with breath and energy. Remembering that those inhales can give us that length and the exhales can deepen our twist. Last exhale. As you inhale, come back to center. Release the left leg all the way down to the earth. Let's allow the palms to shine up as we slide those shoulder blades a little bit closer together underneath the back. Feel the shoulders relax down. The feet splay out to the sides. Letting ourselves loosen up and relax against the earth. finishing our practice with Shavasana. Feel the eyes close softly. The softness in the face and the jaws. Noticing each and every place and point that the body makes contact with the earth below. Connecting to that exchange of energy as we breathe soft and slow, allowing the breath to be natural and unlabored as we relax completely. Gently we'll begin to awaken from our Shavasana as we invite in a sweet, full breath of life, inviting in that prana, deeply inhaling through the nose, and an open mouth exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes as you bring a soft smile onto your face, inviting joy into your heart. As you inhale, let's reach the fingertips up toward the sky as you lengthen out from fingers to toes. And as you exhale, come onto the left side of your body into a comfortable fetal position, curling up into a little ball on the left side here. Just getting nice and comfy and allowing this to be your moment of transition back toward your day or your evening, wherever you are in this day. Just bringing in some positivity and allowing it to hang on into your heart and into your mind. Allowing it to be something that carries you through the day or through your evening, giving you rest or energy. And once you're ready with your eyes remaining closed to seal our practice, we'll rise up and into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center and a smile onto your face. I would like to thank you all so very much for being here and sharing this practice with me today. As always, it is truly a blessing. Namaste.